Hey kids, this is Mr. Kapler. I'm just going to run through some information on stairs and kind of walk you through how to make a couple different staircases. And at the end, I'd like for you to just print out what you have and what you build, and I'll go ahead and add 10 points to your grade for completing this small activity. Alright, so real quick, just to get started, when we're talking about stairs and we're thinking about stairs, there's some key pieces of terminology that I'd like to make you aware of. Alright, so when it comes to staircases, just a couple of big things. The part of the staircase that you could walk up and you could kick with your foot, alright, that's what we call a kicker or a riser. Alright, the part where you place your foot on top of the stair to walk up a staircase or come down a staircase, that's going to be the tread. Alright, a lot of times staircases are held together, or pretty much every time they're held together by an item called a stringer. Alright, so that's going to be the piece of the staircase that connects all of the treads and risers together. And that'll just about do it for right now. Alright, outside of that, there's a number of different staircase layouts, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to play around with a couple of those just in Revit. So I'm on a brand new blank project, and this is just for the purpose of creating a couple different types of staircases. So we're going to run through a couple different types here. We're just operating on the first floor plans. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the architecture tab. I'm going to go over to my stair tool. Alright, and in my stair tool, there's a number of different ways that you can build staircases. Alright, the very first option here lets you build a staircase by run. It's going to go ahead and create the staircase based on whatever location you determine you want to make it from. So if we just kept it on the center location just to start with, that's a good place to start. And you can go ahead and you can click and you can start dragging out a staircase in just about any direction you want. So if I wanted to drag one out horizontally, I could do that, or vertically, or even if I wanted it on at some kind of an angle, we could do that. Now when you click and drag a staircase all the way out from its start location to the inferred end location here, alright, you're going to notice in light gray at the very bottom, you have 16 risers created and there are none remaining. So Revit is automatically doing a little bit of math, and it's calculating how many risers and treads you need for that staircase to get from the first floor to the second floor. And it's important to also remember when you're creating a staircase, alright, it's not just something that's being drawn or being created on a floor plan view, right? It's going to be something that's actually like built and traveling up as well as in any linear direction. So the staircase is kind of more than just traveling in a linear direction. It's also traveling upward. So the computer's doing some math, and it's calculating how many risers we need to get from that first floor level up 9 feet off the ground to the second floor level, all right, or whatever the difference is between your levels that are placed in here as the base view or the top. I'm sorry, not the base view, but the base level and the top level constraint. Okay. Now, if you just draw that line in a straight direction, you are creating what we're calling a straight staircase. All right. Any other variation off of that typically has a slightly different name or term to describe it. And we'll take a look at a couple of different types of staircases now off of there. So we have our straight run. Let's go ahead and create another staircase. And for this one, we're going to build what we would call an L-shaped staircase. All right. So if we were to take the sketch tool and just start building a new staircase, and I bring it up, let's just say like 8 risers. I'm going to jump over here to my location line, and this time I'm going to start drawing from the run side of the stairs, but on the right side. And what we can do is we can just kind of match up that corner location. We can go ahead and we can drag that off to the side, and now you have an L-shape set of stairs. So we've defined 2 full runs. All right, here's the first run. So this was 1 click and a second click. And then we just switched over to where we were drawing it from. So we were drawing it on the right side of the stairs, but we did a 3rd click and a 4th click, and that built us an L-shaped set of stairs. All right. A couple other stair types that we can create. Let's go ahead and look at maybe like a U shape. All right. So I can still use that that straight stair drawing tool, and we can go ahead and we could just build a couple of risers, and then maybe turn from that same location, put another couple of risers, and then circle back. All right. And you can ultimately control how many risers there are within each of these runs. It's just a matter of like paying attention to like where you're clicking on the screen. But this would be an example of a U-shaped set of stairs. All right. Now, anytime you're building these staircases and you're defining the runs, you're really only clicking at the start of the run and the end. All right, the start of the run and the end, and the computer's automatically building or propagating a platform, all right, in between those two runs. So the computer is doing a little bit of math and it's doing some of that stuff for you. So right now we have a straight set of stairs, an L shape with a platform, and a U shape with platforms. Okay, let's go back and take a look at some spiral stairs. So if you were to click on the spiral staircase tool, you can just go ahead and you can click, and you're defining a center point and a point along the outside of the stairs or the spiral staircase. There is like a minimum size that you can build, so you do have to kind of drag your cursor around until you see like that inner rail location, and that's really it. All right, so any spiral staircase is pretty much built automatically just by defining the center point and a point along the outside of it. All right, and let's see, we'll go back in and we'll try out the center end spiral staircase. So this is just a slightly different creation method. For this one, you can kind of cut off a platform and then you could build another one to follow. All right, so we could start that again in a different location. We could put a platform in between it. All right, so that's kind of handy. And then you have a couple of pre-made staircase building tools. So you have like an L shape, but this one's going to be a winder. So you just basically have to go ahead and click on in here. The difference between the winder staircase and the platform staircase is you're actually placing some treads and risers in the corner location here. So you're walking up the staircase as you're turning. And what ends up happening is that staircase ends up being a little bit shorter than the staircase with the platform, because you're continuing to travel upward across that corner, all right, as opposed to just traveling across the platform. And when you're done with any of those, you just hit the green check mark and finish them up. We'll just go ahead and we'll place a U-shaped winder in here to finish that, and we'll place that in the project. All right, so I would like for you to go ahead and try to build a couple of these different staircase types. Straight, L shape with a platform, U shape with a platform. We have two different spiral creation methods. We have the L shape winder and the U shape winder. When you're done with that, just go ahead and print it out, or you could even just take a screenshot with your phone, picture with your phone, and you can submit that. But I'm looking to see 7 different types of staircases, and if you do that for me, I would very much appreciate it. All right, have a good day.